Today, my friends, we have our topping and biscuit guide here for pure vanilla, also known as PV. Thank you for tuning in as always. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to like and subscribe. On top of that, if you got questions or comments throughout, do let me know because I'd love to hear from you, and feel free to join us in the Discord server, my friends. All right, so a couple things. We will break down PV, pure vanilla cookie. On top of that, we'll give you the biscuit guide, the topping guide. We'll pull it all together for a run for you here with PV. But we'll talk about that here in a second because we're going to do something a little bit different with that. And then last but not least, pull it all back together for today's retrospective. Those are the timestamps that are also available to you down below. Let's get into it here. This ancient cookie, also known as Pure Lily, just kidding, PV here, is a healer and a rear cookie. Now, a couple things about this cookie. As always, my friends, here are my stats so you can see this. Hopefully help you out there as well. However, the big one here is this: love and peace. This 15-second cooldown is a huge one for us because he is a bomb healer. That's right. So illuminates the battlefield with his vanilla orchid staff, granting amplify buffs to regular healing targets. The light reaches all corners of the battlefield, replenishing the party's HP and reducing the effects of injury. That's a big one that came after a couple of updates, so I just want to call that one out there. Pure Vanilla Cookie heals the amount of HP proportional to the reduction of the injury's effects, so keep that in mind. He then casts an HP shield, absorbing an amount of damage and proportional to their max HP. If the shield is removed or the target cannot receive it, Pure Vanilla Cookie instead grants a buff that restores HP over time. So don't forget about that as well. While Pure Vanilla Cookie is using his skill, he will briefly become resistant to interrupting effects. So here we got Amplified Bluff, plus 25% for 10 seconds, stacks up ×1. Healing for 200% of attack, remember that, we're going to come back to that one. HP shield blocks damage equal to 20% of the max HP for 10 seconds. If the HP shield is dispelled or the target is immune, you're going to get healing cookies, 1% of max HP for every 1 second for 7 seconds. Healing others here as well. So this is non-cookies, 35% of attack for every 1 second for 7 seconds. And injury alleviation, 50%. Passive debuff resist, 30%, my friends. There is a lot in this one, as always, and it's super, super important to pay attention to that, particularly for Pure Vanilla, because this cookie has so many things going on, as always. Now, a couple other things that I do want to say and give a quick call out here as we get into the rest of the guide, and also one reason why I want to come back and do Pure Vanilla here. One of you asked me very, very nicely, as always, in the comments, so please feel free to comment. I really, really appreciate that. And it's been a while since I've done Pure Vanilla, so Luca, congratulations for that. And then the second and the other one that I wanted to give out a shout out to is Choosy Biscuit 68 in the Discord. Choosy Biscuit kindly reminded all of us that Pure Vanilla scales on attack. So that is why I wanted to call those two pieces out for you, because it's going to be a big part of our strategy here today and our guide for you. All right. So let's go ahead and check out our Beascuits. So a couple things with the Beascuit. First and foremost, legendary sweet Beascuit. Yes, get that on there. Again, you can always attune and reset. I am leaving it for this. Make sure you get on here. I have lots of gems. Yes, I have lots of gems. Many of you asked me. No, I'm not going to use them right now to attune this. Okay. Yes, you can do it. I encourage you. It's not a bad thing to tweak it. And on top of that, it is very difficult to get a perfect Beascuit, and that's why you got attune and reset, by the way, and we have that for you on the channel. Okay, back to Beascuits, and I like to say this: if this is your first time returning player, or new player, or veteran, because that's what it is. All right, so a couple things here with Pure Vanilla. Scale on attack. So obviously maxing out, we're getting more attack and more HP, so that's going to scale our healing. Couple things that you can think about now. Pure Vanilla here is really going to be focused on a couple things. Like I said that twice. Attack, absolutely. So you definitely want bonus effects on attack. And then you're also going to want cooldown and survivability. At a certain point, essentially, if you have this going every 7 seconds, you probably really don't need more cooldown at that point, because if you do that healing over time and some of those other things that you saw there, you're probably going to be just fine. And if your attack is high enough, you're going to have huge heals anyway. So survivability, attack, cooldown, damage resist, all those things are going to be key for this particular cookie, and HP as well, or any other resist. We're not gonna need damage resist bypass or any of that stuff on this cookie. It's going to be first and foremost between attack and cooldown, second survivability between HP, defense, but prioritize damage resist right there, and then all the other stuff. Again, that's exactly how I'd tweak my Beascuit and how I'd line it up for pure vanilla here. Now, the next piece is the toppings. So this is where it becomes more crucial than it has in the past. Depending on how tweaked your Beascuit is, you can offset a lot of that stuff with pure vanilla here, and we'll do our run. As always, the initial cooldown's 4 seconds. Like I said, if you get to 7, that's pretty solid. And that's taken about 50% off the clock. So we're at 15. If we go all the way out here and look at our cooldown here, we're at 20% plus a lot of other stuff. So we'll see exactly where pure vanilla is, but let's go back to our toppings. In particular, I bring this up because the alternative option here is actually attack. That's why I'm showing you that. I was trying to get it going, but you're going to want to be on attack on the alternative option between the two. Now, the first recommendation is going to be cooldown. You're going to want to be on cooldown until you can balance out your cookie enough, and then you can actually shift into attack. How many of those of you out there have those styled? Lovely PVs. I know Choosy Biscuit does. Congrats, bud. All right, so a couple things here. On top of this, again, you can go cooldown as your secondary here, and on top of that, damage resist and attack. Those are really going to be the 3. If you go attack, then you can go attack cooldown. If you go cooldown and you need more cooldown, go cooldown attack and damage resist. Really, those 3 are going to be the key ones that you're going to want to put on pure vanilla here and as you go around. Now, all the survivability stuff, defense, HP, other stuff in there is always good as well. And there's all the rest of mine. Mediocre in terms of what it is, but it is very hard to get a perfect topping, and you can check our guide out on that. All right, so that is pure vanilla at pure vanilla's finest, my friends. Let's go for a run here, and go for a run here. Let's go. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go all the way out. Typically what we have been doing, yes, let's grab all that stuff. We have actually been running all the way through, and yes, I got some sweet master mode guides for you now that you can check those out. Dark mode here, and on dark mode, I'm a huge fan of 829 because that's the one we've been running. Now, 829 on the regular mode, really, but that's fine. We'll get some juicy apples here and some fresh kiwi. All right, so here we go. Now, if we run this with just PV, I'm going to show you this real quick, because many of you may actually already know this. Let's go with PV. Remove. There we go. 250. Here we go. Let's see if you caught this. Let me know in the comments what's going to happen. Here we are. Here we are. Yes. Yes, PV. Did you catch it yet? Did you catch it yet? You got it. No damage. Pure vanilla doesn't do any damage at all. None. None. So we actually have to have another cookie. I wanted to show you this because it's counterintuitive on the attack, because when you're loading attack in a pure vanilla, it doesn't actually attack. So mainly I want to show this for newer players or returning players, as I forgot. On top of that, even if you're a veteran and actually didn't realize that pure vanilla doesn't actually do any damage. So we will fail the level if we sit here and run it all the way out. So we're just gonna use up that stamina and fail for you regardless. So you don't have to do that. All right, so let's go for a run now here with pure vanilla. And which one do we want to bring out? Well, let's keep it in the family here. And by family, I mean light. And we're gonna have some fun. The good old creme brulee. All right. Now you saw that lots and lots of heals there with PV. You saw the shield, how that works. And there you go again, amplify buffs, all these other things in there. People forget about that one too, by the way. So you can combo that with Snapdragon as an example. So don't forget, or with Cream Puff as an example. So don't forget that. Just give me some other tips and tricks. I'm thinking ticks because creme brulee takes all the ticks off all these baddies here. All right, so 829, my friends, that is gonna be all she wrote here today with creme brulee, boom, and PV. Let's pull it all back together for you and close out our topping and Beascuit guide here for our friend Creme Brulee, this amazing ancient here in CookieRun Kingdom, who is also missing a soul gem. So keep that in mind. We'll have to do another one when that comes around. So, all right. So with that said, that is today's episode. We gave you some key tips and tricks when it comes to pure vanilla here, particularly around attack. Gave you second options. Gave you some ideas on some of the toppings as well, and you could see how quick my cooldown was when we did that, and also judge, depending on what I had said before, if we should switch to attack. I was too busy showing you that he doesn't attack. Anyway, with that, that breaks down today's episode for you. Everything that you need to know about pure vanilla, biscuits, and toppings, and some cool, interesting stuff, as always, about this particular cookie. Now, with that, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you still got a question, if you got a comment, let me know. I love to hear from you, and feel free to join us in the Discord server. Choosy Biscuit is there as well. So, with that, thank you, my friends. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the likes and the subs as we grow this amazing community here. On top of that, as always, thank you to that support from all of our members. You certainly can become a member. We have that available to you. You get priority response, emotes, icons, other cool ways to interact, lots of cool stuff. And on top of that, we got affiliate links. You can check those out. I appreciate that. And socials, at me, chat me, as we like to say. What do you think of PV? Are you running PV still? You should be. Particularly when you run into injury. Now, on top of that, my friends, that is the rest and all she wrote for today's topping guide. I wish you the best with pure vanilla here, and onwards and upwards as always, and keep on running, my friends. Enjoy.